Alright, before I start this video, I just want to say, what the actual fuck? You guys are actually crackheads. Like, I honestly, like, this video, I did not even expect it to pop off the way it did. I was dead ass, like, 4 minutes away from going to bed. Like, I was dead ass in my PJs. Fucking bed was ready to just jump in it, turn off all the lights, go to bed. Boom. And you guys fucking gave it 2.4K views in almost 2 days. Thank you. But now we gotta get into some serious things. I wanna touch back on some things that I said in my video the other day because I feel like I didn't articulate myself good enough to actually like make it clear on what I wanted to actually see in the next game or theorize about the next game. So I want to look at some of the comments because they actually helped me get a clear mind. So this one right here by Mr. Game Critic NL333. He said, I guess it's a nice theory, but I've kind of closed off the idea of Christian mythology being the next game because the devs are afraid to piss off the church IRL. While I do agree that, people would get pissed off because they're pretty insensitive, but look at what happened when they made the Ragnarok game. Look what happened when they showed off the leaks of how Thor looked. People were pissed because he didn't have a six-pack. Regardless, people are going to get pissed. As long as they stay faithful and accurate to what the actual characters in the mythos are supposed to be and look like, I'm pretty sure nobody will feel anything. At the end of the day, it is a fictitious piece of work, so who fucking cares? I mean, come on now. I like this one by Owen exclamation point. He said they won't be doing any mythology that is still big in the modern era. It has to be a mythology of the past that is no longer widely supported. That's my biggest fear, only because I know it's true, which is probably why they're not going to make the next game about the Christian mythology, religion. And honestly, it's kind of sad because, bro, like, that would be a good game. Like, bro, like, just think of the things that I said in my last video. Like, those are good ideas. Like, that's good enough to make a whole game out of, but I understand where you're coming from. So on this comment by Rufus, right, he said the spear of destiny from God of War 2 is the spear they stabbed Jesus with. Now so this further supports my theory because that's an actual weapon in the game, right? Now, if you go back into the Bible and you read of how Jesus died on the cross, got crucified, the Romans were there, right? So that would even connect the Romans to their Roman gods, which are literally the Greek counterparts, which are the same exact one. So it would make sense why he would have that weapon in God of War 2, and also he would just be familiar with it. So, and also I like just how the timeline works and all that. Since Kratos had the Spear of Destiny in God of War 2, it would make sense because, the Battle of Thermopylae against the Persians, obviously Sparta would fall, but then they would hold up, I think, in Athens. And then after all of that happens, they would all come together to form like one sole nation, which they're all together in. And then obviously Rome would come into play later on. And since the time that has passed between the games, it would make sense that the Roman Empire had formed. So then they would also have had the Spear of Destiny in their possession in the Roman Empire. So that would actually be pretty fucking cool. For one thing, now that we got over some of the comments that I wanted to actually like touch upon, I want to actually go back to what I was saying before, like just to correct myself. So when I said the 4 horsemen of war, it's actually the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. War is actually one of the horsemen. So obviously that would actually support Kratos fighting the 4 horsemen because it would be fucking fire. Imagine the horsemen of war, right, versus the god of war. Dude, that's a good ass fight. Like, you got to think about it. Bro, I didn't even realize too, if he goes into the Christian mythos, right? Imagine him character like progression, groundbreaking shit. Kratos gets baptized, born again, relieved of his past sins. And then we get to see Kratos as he's supposed to be truly without the ash on his skin. Bro, what the fuck? fuck? Like, imagine him being absolved for his past sins. No more nightmares. No more being cursed by his past. No more having to remember everything that he's done. Someone finally forgiving him for his past actions. Like, bro, honestly, that would break the internet. That would break the internet. I don't know if it would be on like fucking Ultra Instinct Goku versus Jiren levels, but like that's gonna break the gamer side of the internet, bro. For real. Just for my last point too, because this is gonna be a short video. I just wanted to touch upon some of the things that I talked about, but uh another supporting reason why it would be, the next game is because think about the geography of the land, right? So we started in Greece, right? So we started with the Greek pantheon, right? And obviously in these newer games, the 2018 God of War and God of War Ragnarok, we went a little bit north in Europe to touch upon the Norse mythology. Now, it would make sense if we went into the Roman mythology because it's literally right there, south or southwest of where they are now. And since we would be seeing these Roman gods, which are the Greek counterparts, it would make sense to have the Christian mythology come in contact with them because they're literally, enslaving them, imprisoning them, killing them for supporting Christian God. And it would just make sense because obviously Kratos is trying to be a better guy now and save people from people doing evil things to them. So he would go against the Roman Empire, but let's say Mimir's with them, right? And he's the smartest man in all of Midgard. Let's say he's like, I feel like there's something bigger in play here. So we run into somebody, right? We run into a follower of Christianity, and he tells us that his homeland is going through some things. Then we go over to like Jerusalem, which is literally across the Mediterranean. Boom. We get hit with all this shit. Boom, boom, boom. It would just make a great game. And then guess what? From there, the Christian mythology, we could go to the fucking Egyptian mythology, like everybody always talking about, because they're right there. But my thing is, as much as I want the Egyptian mythology to work, I just don't know how they're gonna do it. Because you got to think about the Egyptian gods. Like we have Set, Ra, I think Amun Ra. Who else? Like, bro, there's literally different like gods that are, I think, that are stronger than the gods that we've seen already in these God of War games. Like the Egyptian gods don't fucking play. Like not even just Anubis. Like what, Anubis is what, the god of the underworld? He's not even the god of death. Like Anubis would be a good fight in itself, but he's not even the god of death. He's the god of the underworld. And that would be like, I don't even know how they would do that. Like, I'm gonna just leave it there. I seen another one where I think somebody said Hindu. Like imagine him going to like the Hindu religion. I'm gonna be honest, I already know that shit's not gonna work. And I'll tell you one sole reason. Buddha and Wukong. First of all, Wukong is boundless. He would beat the shit out of Kratos. And Buddha, this man literally entrapped Wukong in a mountain for eternity. Like, now keep in mind, I feel like it would work in a way where how we know Kratos can't die, he literally just keeps coming back to life. I feel like this is where we'll run into like a book of death type of deal. Because in Hinduism, well, if we're talking about Wukong, Wukong took his name out of the book of death. That's why he's immortal. That's why he can never die. That's why Buddha had to trap him inside of a mountain. Because literally he can't die. But then it would be cool though if we saw the god of wrath or the god of war Ashura. Right? That's his name? Yo, that'd be so fucking cool. Holy shit. But yeah, man. That's really all I wanted to talk about, bro. Like, this shit's been in my mind. I don't know why. I was at work making salads, and that shit just came to me, bro. Like, I just had to talk about it. But yeah, man. I want to thank you guys. You guys are fucking killing it, bro. I did not expect that video to pop off the way it did. But if you like what you see, Comment, like, subscribe. That's all I got to say. See you in the next one. And also, Merry Christmas Eve or Merry Christmas, whatever time you're watching this. And Happy New Year's. Bye.